You are allowed to create a summer rhythm that works for you. You can rest, but still show up and lead. You can scale back, but still be visible to your audience. And you do not need to earn rest. You just need to claim it for your own. Welcome to the Creative Bodega, a podcast about content marketing, Instagram growth, and personal branding for female service-based solopreneurs who want to grow their business without letting it take over their lives. I'm your host, Em Connors, and each week I'll share actionable tips, expert advice, and unfiltered truths to help you create engaging content, connect authentically with your audience, and turn followers into loyal customers, all without the burnout. If you're ready to simplify your content creation, navigate the ever-changing trends, and build a business that works for you while staying sane in this crazy season of life, then you're in the right place. Well, it was bound to happen, and it just happened. I just recorded this entire episode, hit stop, and the file's nowhere to be found. It says 0 minutes for episode 18. Not stressful at all. On top of that, I was about to hit record, an hour and a half ago when the school nurse started calling me, and Mrs. Burrows told me that my daughter fell and hurt her knee, and while she normally is able to, bounce back and head back to class, she won't stop crying. So I said, do you want me to come pick her up? I actually felt like I had no choice. I mean, I wanted to be like, what am I going to do for her here at home that you can't do there? Like some ice and just maybe some Tylenol? Like, it's a knee. There's no way she broke her knee or anything crazy serious. Oh my God. I felt like such a bad mom. And maybe you think I'm a bad mom, but I know my daughter. And I know it's just very rare that it's something serious. But I had to go get her because Mrs. Burrows wouldn't really let me off the phone until that was the resolution. So, everything's fine. Everything's fine. I want to talk about my summer strategy with you today. How I scale back without losing momentum, because I 1,000,000% scale back in the summer, and my business is built for that and kind of built around that. And I love it. It's one of the main reasons why I started the Creative Bodega, to have that flexibility and to scale back and pull back when I wanted to and to ramp up when I wanted to. And I know that the summer can be a stressful time of year for a lot of us who are solopreneurs working from home and have kids who are typically in school. For my kids, they leave at 8:30 and they get home at 3:45. And suddenly they're here a lot more. And I will send them to some camps. I think they're doing 4 camps this year, 4 week-long camps, but that means they're home and here. I mean, I haven't done the math. I don't know. They're out of school from June 18th until Labor Day, after Labor Day. So they're home for a solid 2.5 months. And everything gets a little crazy in my house. And there's really beautiful things about it, like not rushing out of bed and not having to get dressed and get your backpacks and we're going to miss the bus. Like, I kind of love the slow mornings. I'd say that's what I love the most about summer break. But then there's also the, oh my God, everyone get out of the house. If I don't get something done or work on my business, I'm going to have a heart attack. And honestly, I love working on my business. That's the thing. It actually brings me a lot of joy, but I really love working on my business when nobody's in my house. And my daughter's here today, and I told her, you're going to be on the couch. I'm putting on a show. You've got ice on your knee. You have Tylenol. You have your lunch. You have your water. Give me 20 minutes upstairs. Don't come upstairs. Unless it's emergency. Wait for me to come down. So anyways, listen, I get it. Summer hits and our routines change a lot, and that can be really jarring for a lot of people. And if you built your business around your school hours, your structured schedule because of the school hours, this shift can feel super chaotic, and a lot of guilt can set in if you're not working enough, right? But I want to offer you a reframe today. What if your summer slowdown wasn't actually a setback, but a strategy for you? So in this episode, I want to share my exact plan to stay visible without stressing out And we're going to walk through how I scale back in the summer, exactly what that looks like, the systems I use and have in place, and what my weekly rhythm is going to look like, and how I mentally prepare for this slower pace without any guilt. Okay. And it took me a while to not feel that guilt, because I can honestly say that I have felt guilt in the past for not working as hard in the summer. But you guys, what you're going to realize is that no one's really hustling that hard in the summer. So I should actually just throw this out there. I do have an international audience, and summer for us is really June, July, and August. I know it's different for some people. And in different parts of the United States, people get off at different times. Like, I have friends whose kids are out of elementary school in like May. And I'm like, what? But they go back in early August. We get out mid-June and go back after Labor Day, which basically is like the first week of September. So I know it varies, but in general, in the United States, it's June, July, August, some form of that. And it's wild. I always think about these parents who have these traditional 9 to 5s. What in the name of God are they supposed to do? Like, how does that work for parents who both work full time and don't have that flexibility? It makes me feel like the whole system is a little broken, and it really doesn't support parents who have to work full-time jobs out of the house. It makes me really sad, and it makes me very thankful that I am in the position that I am to be able to be around and home and not stress out. And all my friends in the neighborhood who do have rigid 9 to 5s, I'm always like, bring your kids here. Or, like, I'm always available. So drop them off in the morning, pick them up later. It helps me. It keeps my kids occupied and not fighting if there's other little bodies running around here. So, all right. So let's shift into this. Let's talk about this. I want to talk about step 1. So step 1 is really to shift your mindset. And I think one of the biggest shifts I've made in my business is embracing that seasonality. My schedule isn't the same year round, and it's not supposed to be. If you look at my schedule, if I look at my schedule, I'm hitting it pretty hard January, February, March, April, May. And then I'm scaling back and a more quiet and not launching things June, July, August. And that's actually kind of a lie. I do start ramping up about mid-August. I'll start ramping up, and then I'm back in it like September, October, mid-November. But then Thanksgiving hits for us here in the US, and I am absolutely scaling back mid-November through December. I'm very quiet, and that's how I like it to be. I really do enjoy that schedule. So one of the shifts is just your mindset. Your business is seasonal, and that is okay. And trust me when I tell you, things are going to quiet down for you in the summer, even as far as sales and engagement, if it hasn't already, and that's also okay. I will work probably Monday through Thursday, 3 to 4 hours a day, and I will take Fridays off. And we joined a pool. We got into a pool that all of our friends go to this year. We've been on the wait list. This would have been our 3rd year, and we're so excited. So I will definitely be taking the kids to the pool on Fridays, and I'm really, really excited about that. And that's a big change for my typical school year schedule, and yes, I will also be skipping the entire full week of our vacation. I will not be batching ahead. I will not be posting. I will not be scrambling. I will not send out a newsletter. I will probably not do a podcast episode. I don't know. Maybe I will, but then that trickles, right? Then I'm like, oh, well, if I do a podcast episode, then I need to promote it on social media. And so I got to show up. And so I don't know. I'd really like to take the full week off. I got to ask my coach if that's okay, my podcast coach. But I have worked through vacations. I worked through last year's vacation, and I really, really resented it. And I batched ahead, but guess what? I messed up a ManyChat automation. So I'm on the dock with my kids in the morning with my coffee, and it's peaceful, and the sun is shining, and they're swimming already in the lake. And I'm getting these DMs like, your automation's not working. I commented, and I just was like, oh my God, like, why did I do this to myself? And so the Wi-Fi is not good on the dock. So, okay, kids, I got to go up to the house, which is a little bit of a hike, and you all need to come with me because I don't want you near the lake without Dad, and let's go get Dad, and I got to go work. And I was like, Emily, why did you do this? So I swore to myself after that moment, I am not posting on vacation. So big lesson learned for me. But another big lesson is no one notices your break as much as you do. Like, do you notice when other creators take a break? Your audience probably feels the same way. Like, what gives me peace of mind is just letting people know, hey, I am going to be going on vacation next week and you're not going to hear from me and I'm going to have the best time and I hope you have a glorious week and I'll be back. So don't worry. Don't worry about me. So I like to tell my audience, I will warn them / tell them in my newsletter the week before, and I will remind them in stories, and maybe I'll just make a post, like a final post. See you in a week. Honestly, I should take 2 weeks. I really should. I took 2 weeks last August after working through a vacation and really being mad at myself, and I should do it again. So do me a favor, if you follow me, just jump in my DMs and say, Emily, take 2 weeks off. Let's see how many people can actually do that. And then if I get 20 of them, I'll do it. But anyways, I'm just kidding. So if you need a reminder, you're allowed to take breaks. Your business is not going to fall apart. And that is step number 1. Step number 2 is I want you to find your minimum viable presence. Okay, a little complicated word there, but it's basically staying visible without overextending yourself. It's finding your minimum, right? So this summer, my content rhythm, actually, rewind. My content rhythm right now is 1 podcast episode a week, which are averaging 25 to 30 minutes. I keep saying, get it down. I wanted them to be more like 20 to 25. We'll see if I can do it in this one. But 1 podcast episode per week. I post 6 times on social media. I write 1 newsletter, and that's it. And that sounds like a lot. In the summer, I will scale back. I will do 1 podcast episode, but I am going to try to make them shorter and punchier and more action oriented. We'll see what happens. It might be like a summer series situation where they're more like 10 to 15 minute episodes. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but that's sort of the thought process. But I will still put 1 out a week, every week. I'm going to scale back to 3 to 4 Instagram posts. I've been feeling it in my gut to scale back anyways. Just 3 like really great posts, like a carousel and 2 reels, or 2 carousels and 1 reel, or something like that, like more jam-packed, and see what happens. Because again, I'm showing up like 5 to 6 days a week right now, and my engagement just seriously sucks. So maybe I'll just scale back and see what happens. And that's what I kind of love about summer. Everything just feels lighter, and I'm like, I feel like there's just time to sort of step back and experiment, and I love that feeling. And then my newsletter, I will still write it, but I will probably shorten it up a bit. I will probably shorten up the 3 ideas, and you could do like a special version of your summer newsletter too if you wanted to. So again, I'm skipping that vacation week, but I'm finding my minimum presence to stay top of mind for people and stay consistent on my end, but it's not going to consume my week, right? So I want you to ask yourself, what's my minimum, and what would it look like to still feel present without overthinking everything, okay? So you don't need to pump out long form content when your brain is literally like begging you for sunshine. You just need to be there, and you need to be thoughtful and real and present. That's what I think. Step number 3, lean on systems that streamline. And this is my jam. This is my jam. I wish I could figure out how to teach this, because I know it is a superpower of mine, but I'd really have to sit down and think about, how do I do this? Because it comes so naturally and easily to me, and it is what allows me to get a lot done in not a lot of time. If there's anything people have told me over and over since I became a solopreneur, is like, how do you get so much done? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I can bust out a course, I can bust out a podcast, I don't know. And if I commit to it, I'm doing it. Like I really do not go back on things I've committed to. So anyways, so here's where things get easier is my systems. Like my systems are my life, because most of my marketing is interconnected at this point. I'm not starting from scratch on each thing. My podcast is related to my newsletter. My newsletter is related to my social media posts for that week. So that feels really good. And if you haven't listened to my episode about my content trifecta, about how I'm using AI and my podcast, newsletter, and social media posts all together, you should go listen to that. I will link that in the show notes. And in fact, let me just throw this in there right now. If you need any show notes from today's episode, just go to thecreativebodega.com/blog/18, or there's a link in the show notes for all of these juicy deets. Okay. The reason that my systems work is because I have these formats and templates in place. I'm not reinventing anything. Okay. I'm just really plugging in the message that I want to share that week. So if you haven't set up those types of repeatable systems, this is your time to start. And I would start with your most consistent platform and kind of work backwards. So what I'm starting with is my longest form content, which is my podcast, and working backwards from biggest to smallest. So longest to shortest. So podcast, longest, biggest, newsletter, medium, right? And then social media posts, which is sort of small, faster content to consume. And I track everything in, what is Max sheet? Is it Sheets? What, like, I don't know what, spreadsheets. Yeah. And sorry, I couldn't remember what they were called. So I track that in Sheets. And that's me. Don't come at me with your, how do you not use Notion or Asana, and let me show you how. I don't want to know. I've seen it and it does not work for my brain. What works for my brain is really simple spreadsheets where I can check things off and I see everything at a glance and I love it. So my system is not fancy, but it's very repeatable, and that's all you need. Step number 4, show up less, but with a lot more intention. And that's kind of my plan with my social media posts. Like, my engagement, like I said, it's just like blows chunks right now. It's so bad. It's laughable actually, but it also makes me kind of want to cry. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to show up 6 days a week if Instagram and my followers don't want me to. I'm going to scale back to 3 all summer and see what happens, but I'm going to make them a lot more intentional and I'm put more time into them. So instead of spreading my time out across 6 posts, I'm going to put all my time and effort into 3 of them and make them, better and more robust and more savable. That's my plan. We'll see what happens. But I really think that everyone is showing up less in the summer, online especially. People are buying less, they're online less, they're busy, they're at the pool, they're traveling, they're taking a break. So don't be afraid to shift your content style during this time or experiment. Like, I love that concept. Like, just dial it back, have some fun, try new types of content and see what happens. So for me, again, maybe shorter podcast episodes, maybe more to the point newsletters, maybe a simpler Instagram posting schedule. And I'm looking forward to that, right? I think that we have to show up with fireworks to be relevant, but sometimes it's honestly just like the simple, honest content that's going to cut through the noise and get people to stop scrolling. So be real, be brief, be consistent. I love that. That should be on a t-shirt. Be real, be brief, be consistent. So step number 5 is to prep for the next season without the rush. So I know August is my time to start ramping back up because I do like to launch something in September, and I can't wait till September to do that. I need to start talking about it, organizing it, planning it, all of that in August. So that's when I start to get a little bit more serious about my business. And to be super honest with you guys, I don't know what I'm launching this fall. Is it the Instacanva Collective? Maybe. Is it something brand new? Maybe. Is it like a workshop series? Maybe. Is it a mastermind with 5 or 6 women? Maybe. I'm hoping that this time and space of kind of like stepping back in the summer and will allow that clarity to come. It usually does, to be honest. So when I'm able to kind of step away from my business and have some breathing space, that's when ideas start coming to me. So right now, I'm just letting my brain rest and capturing the sparks when they come. I jot ideas down in my notes app, or I literally voice memo, or I text myself all the time. I don't know about you, but I have a pinned text to myself in my phone. I'm at the top. It's my face, and I text myself all the time. Is that weird? So if you're planning something for fall, I would give yourself the gift of prepping towards August without the pressure, because I wouldn't want to save it till September. So look ahead, see what you got, and then kind of work backwards. And you don't have to know all the details right now. Just show up in a way that feels really doable for you. So some mistakes to avoid. Here's what I don't want you to do. I don't want you to disappear without telling your audience. Okay. I think that is, I don't know. I don't like that. I like to let everyone know kind of what's going on and keep them in the loop. Mistake number 2 to avoid, don't force yourself to match someone else's hustle. So if you see another creator trying to sell something or launching something, don't let that make you feel like you need to. And I've literally told my husband and my VA, do not let me launch anything this summer. Like, if I say that I want to, tell me to shut up and remind me that I promised myself that I would not do that this year. Because I actually did it in August of last year and I regretted it. So, and then mistake number 3 is overcommitting when your energy is saying pause. So my energy at this point in the year, after working pretty darn hard, January through early June, is really telling me to pause, to take a breath, to take a breather. And I feel it in my bones. I need it. I need I need to step away. And summer's a really great time to do that and to simplify. So, final takeaways. You are allowed to create a summer rhythm that works for you. You can rest, but still show up and lead. You can scale back, but still be visible to your audience. And you do not need to earn rest. You just need to claim it for your own. Okay. I'm going to repeat that. You don't need to earn your rest. You just have to claim it. Final takeaways. You don't have to disappear. You also don't have to hustle. You just need to find that middle ground that feels really good to you. Whether you're working 3 hours a day or taking a full week off, just know that you're allowed to make your business fit your life and not the other way around. So if you're needing help creating a content rhythm that feels really good for you year round, you could grab my 7-day Instagram starter guide. I've got 6 post types along with Canva templates and caption prompts. And that is a schedule that I pretty much stick to year round. Although this year I am saying that this summer I'm going to try something different because honestly, why not? I'm going to go down to 3 and put a little more sweat into those particular posts. So this week, I want you to take 20 minutes, map out your summer business rhythm, and then look ahead to fall and reverse engineer what you actually need to do. I'm Em from the Creative Bodega. If you haven't yet, it would mean the world to me if you went and rated and possibly even reviewed my podcast. It would help other solopreneurs like you find it. And I'm just loving this. I'm loving podcasting, and I hope you're really enjoying listening to my episodes each week. All right, cheers to a beautiful summer, and I will see you guys on the next episode. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on the Creative Bodega podcast. If you love this episode, please be sure to share it with a fellow solopreneur who could use a little content creation inspiration. And hey, don't forget to check out the show notes for any resources I mentioned on the episode to help you create content that feels easy and actually gets you results. If you want even more Canva and content tips, head over to my website, thecreativebodega.com, or find me on Instagram under the same name. Until next time, keep creating, keep showing up, and most importantly, try and have a little fun with your content. I'll see you on the next episode.